In Asgard, the gods can break mountains, bind monsters, and command storms. But can they save Baldr from fate? He is the bright one, Odin and Frigg's beloved son, carrying beauty like sunrise on his shoulders. His hall, Bridablik, gleams above the world, so pure that shadow seems ashamed to enter. Around him the gods laugh louder, feasts burn warmer, and even old grief loosens its grip. Then Baldr begins to dream, and every dream ends in darkness, waiting with open hands. He wakes beneath golden rafters, pale and silent, while the morning feels colder than winter. The dreams return, night after night, heavy as iron doors closing under the earth. Odin sees what others fear to name, because wisdom has always cost him peace. He saddles Sleipnir and rides down from shining Asgard into the road beneath all roads. For 9 worlds above, breath stops as the All-Father descends toward the dead. He crosses frost, ash, and silence, where no hearth smoke rises and no horn answers. In the deep place, Odin seeks the hidden truth sleeping beneath the grave. The answer rises like a blade from the dark. Baldr is marked for death. Odin returns with wisdom, but wisdom is a torch held before an avalanche. Frigg hears the terror inside the prophecy and turns her love into a shield. She walks through the world with a mother's desperation hidden beneath royal calm. Fire swears it will not burn Baldr. Water swears it will not drown him. Iron, stone, sickness, beasts, trees, poisons, and serpents all bend beneath her plea. Every dangerous thing gives its oath until the world itself seems wrapped around her son. Only one small sprig is passed by, pale mistletoe, too young to threaten anyone. Frigg looks at it and sees weakness, not a doorway opened for doom. Soon, Asgard changes because fear cannot survive long when miracles seem to answer. The gods gather in bright courts and test the impossible with booming laughter. Spears strike Baldr and fall harmless. Axes glance away, stones tumble at his feet. Each failed weapon becomes another cheer, another proof that death has lost its way. Baldr stands smiling in the center, beautiful and untouchable, like daylight made flesh. Yet at the edge of the joy, Loki watches with still eyes. He sees the shape of celebration and searches for the crack inside it. Strength has failed, steel has failed, fire has failed, but secrets still remain. Loki slips into another face and walks to Frigg with soft steps. He listens while the mother of Baldr reveals the one thing she did not fear. A little mistletoe grows west of Valhalla, too young to swear, too harmless to notice. Loki leaves with that knowledge, and the air behind him seems to darken. He finds the tender branch and shapes it into a tiny point of fate. No thunder shakes Asgard when he carries it back, only laughter covers his footsteps. In the court, the gods continue their game, drunk on relief and blind to peril. One god stands apart from the sport, Hodr, Baldr's brother, sightless and still. He cannot aim, cannot join, cannot see the bright target everyone else celebrates. Loki comes beside him like a shadow choosing the shape of a hand. He places the mistletoe in Hodr's grasp and turns the blind god toward Baldr. Across the court, Baldr waits in trust, surrounded by those who love him most. The small weapon flies, almost nothing, a green whisper crossing golden air. Then, Baldr falls, and every sound in Asgard vanishes at once. No scream rises first, only silence, vast and stunned, as if creation forgets its language. The gods stand frozen around him, hands empty, faces hollow beneath the bright sky. Their strength fills the court, but none of it knows where to go. Vengeance burns in them, yet the holy place holds their rage like chains. Frigg kneels where her shield has broken, and love discovers its own terrible limit. Odin looks upon his son and sees the prophecy no wisdom could defeat. The rescue has failed once, but grief refuses to understand finality. They carry Baldr to Hringhorni, his great ship waiting dark against the shore. Its timbers rise like a night horizon, prepared to bear a god beyond reach. Nanna, Baldr's wife, follows him into sorrow and lies beside him on the pyre. Odin places Draupnir there, a ring of abundance offered to a world suddenly emptied. Thor lifts Mjolnir and consecrates the flames, his mighty hands trembling with helpless fury. The fire takes the ship, and the sea reflects a second burning sky. As Hringhorni drifts outward, Asgard watches its brightest heart become distant light. But Frigg will not let the story end on smoke over water. She asks who will ride to Hel and bargain for the son she cannot release. Hermothr steps forward because hope sometimes looks like one rider entering impossible darkness. He mounts Sleipnir, the horse of Odin, and turns toward the underworld road. For 9 nights he rides through valleys without stars and bridges rimmed with frost. Hooves strike hollow ground, sparks fade behind him, and the living world disappears. At last he reaches Hel's hall, where Baldr sits beyond the reach of swords. The bright god remains gentle, even there, as if death cannot stain him. Hermothr asks for Baldr's return, and all heaven seems to lean toward the answer. Hel offers a bargain colder than iron. Everything in the world must weep. If all creation mourns Baldr, the gates will open and the lost god will return. For the first time since the fall, the gods are given a path. Messengers race across the worlds, begging mountains, metals, trees, beasts, and stones to grieve. And they do, because even stone remembers sunlight when it is gone. Trees bead with dew, iron sweats, rivers swell, and birds cry into gray air. The whole world bends beneath mourning until fate itself seems ready to loosen. One last voice remains, a giantess in a cave, cold-faced and unmoved. She calls herself Fuk, and her eyes hold no tears for Baldr. Around her, the world waits, trembling on the edge of mercy. She refuses to weep, and that refusal weighs more than every sorrow in creation. The bargain breaks, the gates stay closed, and Baldr remains in Hel. Far away, Loki's shadow lingers behind the shape of the giantess. The gods have thrown every power they possess against one death and lost. Odin's wisdom found the doom, but could not cut it from the future. Frigg's love wrapped the world in oaths, but missed one fragile living thing. The god's strength filled Asgard, but a blind hand carried what strength could not see. Even Hel gave a door, but one dry eye held it shut. Baldr does not return to the feasting hall, the golden seat, or his mother's arms. He waits beneath the world while Asgard learns what prophecy truly means. After the fires of Ragnarok, when old powers fall and the earth rises clean, Baldr will come again. Earth will return beside him, and the renewed world will breathe beneath gentler light. But that dawn belongs to another age, beyond ruin, beyond the last battle. For now, the answer is carved into Asgard's silence. Even the gods cannot save Baldr when fate has already chosen him.